Why, hello there, and welcome back to the dumbest thing you're gonna watch all day, folks. Yes, welcome back to Tales from Thailand with me, your crazy, kooky host. Yes, it is Dr. Mark Sabian coming at you live from positively perfect Phuket, Thailand. Today's video is all about a subscriber named Rick. Rick is a millionaire ex-real estate agent who moved to Thailand to start a whole new life. He is getting married and moving into what should be a dream home with his Thai fiance, Kiki. Please understand, Rick reached out to me. He wanted me to do this video, and I will explain throughout the video why he wants me to do it. Welcome to the craziest tales from Thailand I have done. Now, I will say this much. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for an update on should the guy save his Thai girlfriend from going to jail, and I am going to be doing that probably within the next week or so. The guy wanted me to hold off because he wanted to see how things were going to play out, and we do have an update for you. It's kind of different than most people are expecting, I'll tell you that much. That's coming next week. Today's tale is all about Rick, and Rick is, again, a millionaire who is 100% convinced that he is going to be broke by the time he hits 59. He's only 55 years old, and he figures that within 4 years, because of not being able to control himself, not being able to say no, and being so enamored with his girlfriend slash fiance slash whatever you want to call her, he's going to be broke in less than 4 years. And I have to fully agree with him that if he keeps going on the path that he's going on, I'm not even sure he's going to last 4 years, to be honest with you. And I don't know what he's going to be able to do, because as he has admitted, he can't go back to the United States and get back into real estate, because real estate has changed that much within the past 2 years that he'd be a dinosaur. I'll be honest with you, I was highly successful in real estate. I don't think I could go back and get right back into doing the numbers that I was doing because of how things have changed. Now, before anybody gets these crazy conspiracies going in the comment section, I am not Rick. This is not my story. This is actually a subscriber that reached out to me, wants me to tell his story. I know there's some crazy similarities to myself and Rick. I promise you, I am not Rick. Kick back, grab a couple of beer, kids, because you're going to need them, because this story is absolutely crazy. Quite honestly, there's nothing special or unique about Rick's backstory. It's actually pretty typical for most men that are here in Thailand anyways. Was married for 30 plus years to an absolute hateful old battle axe. Sorry, Mrs. X Rick, if you're watching, but that's his term, not mine for you. And wound up in an incredibly nasty divorce, and quickly realized that the single life was not the pussy party that they're showing all the time on TikTok and other social media platforms. So he's sitting there in a drunken stupor one day talking to one of his neighbors, and this guy just got back from Thailand, gets telling Rick how wonderful it is here, how the women just love white guys, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, Rick's on a plane flying to Thailand. And this is where his story gets incredibly interesting and unique, okay? Because his first trip here, he met this absolute rocket, 22-year-old smoking hot Thai girl, and against everybody's best advice, he decided to bring her back to the United States with him and tried to maintain a relationship as a 53-year-old man with a 22-year-old woman who could not communicate with him properly, had no money, had no friends. All she had was TikTok, Facebook, and it wasn't too long, well actually 2 months into it, and she was screwing every young stud in the neighborhood. Now, you would think that this experience would taint Rick and turn him off of Thailand completely. And you would be sadly mistaken, because all it did was fuel his fire and desire to get back here to find another woman to absolutely tear his heart out and essentially bankrupt him. And this, guys, is this is Rick's story, and he wants me to tell it to you because he's hoping that if he hears it through my storytelling form, he'll give his own head a shake, wake up, and get out of the mess that he finds himself in, because I promise you this much, he's going down the drain in an absolute hurry. And Rick, my friend, you really do need to give your head a shake, and here's your story in all its glory. So Rick invited me to meet him and his girlfriend slash fiance Kiki at my favorite taco joint, which is the Happy Cactus in Patong, for some free beers and tacos so that he could tell me his story. Now, I'm going to flat out tell you this much. I find certain social settings extremely uncomfortable, and I get freaked out pretty easy, I'll be honest with you. It's not just because I'm an introvert, it's because of how some of them go. Now, please let me say this. If you guys wouldn't mind indulging me for maybe 1 extra minute in this video, there's something that I want to talk about that is completely serious. I worked on this segment for about 2 or 3 hours because I came up with some really funny skits, and then I realized that this subject is not funny at all. And what it comes down to is this. I have a couple of, I like to call them Google certified psychoanalysts who claim to be mental health professionals. I think they got their degrees from a Cracker Jack box, but they're trying to diagnose me, going on about my mental state, so on and so forth. And to be honest with you, their comments and their barrage of diagnosis is tantamount to essentially bullying. It's ignorant, it's rude, and to be honest with you, it can be downright dangerous. So you guys know who you are. I'm telling you that what you're doing can be extremely hurtful and harmful to someone who does not have the same confidence, I guess I'm going to say, that I have in themselves. You could give one of your bullshit diagnoses to somebody who is in a different mental health state, and they could end up harming themselves because of what you're doing to them. So all I'm going to say is this: bullying is wrong, no matter if it's kids doing it to kids, adults doing it. Bullying is just wrong. And going on to a YouTube channel and giving someone mental health advice, claiming to be a mental health professional when you obviously know jack shit about it, can be an extremely dangerous and hurtful, possibly harmful thing to the wrong person. And I'm going to block you. I hope you see this video. You're not ever going to be able to respond to another one of my videos. And essentially, to be honest with you, nobody has ever heard me say this before. I just hope you fuck off, okay? Thank you. I'm going to tell you, I find it unbelievably strange and uncomfortable to be sitting there talking to someone while they are discussing and going on about their partner as if their partner is not even there. They say the strangest things to you about, oh, look at her here, look at her this, look at her that. You know, she's really good at this. I wish she was better at that. Blah, blah, blah. I know that she's a little bit older. You know, right now she's a 6, but I'm going to take her to Bangkok, get her some bolt-ons, and she's going to be a 10 and all. I find that unbelievably uncomfortable. Yet, what can I tell you? It's free beer and tacos, so I suffered through it. I did spend an additional 3 or 4 days with Rick, getting to know him. Thankfully, Kiki wasn't with us all the time, but when she was, man, it was pretty obvious what the hell was going on. And when she wasn't with us, it was incredibly sad to watch the way that Rick lived. Really, really sad. Let me give you some details that I think you're going to find staggering. Now, I want to say this much. This video is in no way an attack on Kiki, because Kiki's doing exactly what any other bar girl in Thailand will do to you, to Rick, to anybody if they were given the chance. So please understand, this is not an attack on her. This is directly talking to Rick to hopefully give his head a shake, wake up, and get out of the situation that he finds himself in. Now, I'll admit I'm no rocket scientist, and most likely if you've been following me long enough, neither are you. However, we can all see the progression of Rick and Kiki's Thai love story. Middle-aged or slightly older than middle-aged man wanders into a bar, finds a beautiful girl, and all of a sudden decides that he's going to save her, take her out of the bar, and change her life. Yeah, so that is exactly what he did 2 days after meeting Kiki. He moved her into his $100,000 baht condo that he was renting in Naiharn. Beautiful place. I know the building, I know the location, and yeah, it is bare minimum 100,000 baht a month, which is 3,000 US dollars. And I'm going to tell you something, that is a shit ton of money to be paying for rent here in Phuket right now. I don't care what anybody says. Doesn't matter if you're a hobo or you're a multi-millionaire, that's a lot of money to be paying for rent on the island right now. Anyways, after living there for about a month, she starts going on about this friend of hers that is selling a condo that he has. Constantly, she's bringing up this friend. Anyways, she takes Rick to look at the condo, and oddly enough, she knows exactly where it is, the exact floor, everything about this condo, yet it's only a friend of hers. Guys, please listen to this, because this is a Thai tip that's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and certainly a lot of heartbreak here in Thailand. If your Thai girlfriend is telling you about a friend, okay, it's not a friend. It is most likely their husband, their boyfriend, their ex-boyfriend, an ex-Farang boyfriend, or a sponsor, or it could simply be somebody that they're working in tandem with to scam you out of as much money as they possibly can. Anyways, also, if your Thai girlfriend is on the phone and she says uncle to someone, and she is replying to them in English, please understand, that's not her uncle. Again, most likely, that is her boyfriend, her husband, her ex-boyfriend, a Farang that she knows, or a sponsor that she has. Believe me, no Thai woman who has a very limited English vocabulary is going to be speaking in English to her Thai uncle. Wake up and smell the coffee, kids. Really, please. Honestly, this is so easy, yet I don't understand why it's so hard for a lot of these guys. So anyways, she convinces him that he's going to get a great deal on this condo. 8.5 million baht for a 2-bedroom condo. Guys, that is approximately 245,000 US dollars. I asked him point blank, man, how come you didn't, do a CMA? You're a real estate agent. You owned a very successful brokerage back in the United States. Why didn't you do some market research? Oh, well, Kiki this, Kiki that, she's different than... She's not different. None of them are different, guys. Please don't try to convince yourself of that. Anyways, 8.5 million baht he spends on this, and now he has to sell it. So he did reach out to a bunch of real estate agents because he can't sell it himself, and the condo complex wants way too much money to sell it for him. He's being told that he can sell it in today's market, which is better than what it was when he bought it, 6 million baht. 6 million baht, guys, that is a loss of 2.5 million in 6 months. 6 months he lost 2.5 million. Now, I don't care how much money you have, and again, Rick, when he landed in Thailand, had over $1 million in the bank. $75,000 is what he is losing in 6 months. I don't care how much money you have, that is a shit ton of money to lose. And absolutely punishing. Just punishing beyond belief. It really, truly is. So if you're anything like me, and hopefully according to the Google certified psychoanalyst here on YouTube, you're not, because if you are, then that means you need heavy medication or intensive psychotherapy, probably including electric shock therapy, who knows. Anyways, if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering, why don't you just hold on to the condo and, wait till prices increase? Well, sadly enough, prices are never going to increase. Look, he bought it at the absolute bottom of the market here, and he still overpaid by 2.5 million baht. So that's $75,000. It's gone. So why do they need the money from the condo? Why don't they just live in the condo? Well, because she doesn't want to live in the condo, of course. Oh, hell no. She wants to move back to Isan. Now, quite honestly, if the fact that she was a bar girl wasn't a big enough red flag, the fact that she's from Isan should have been screaming red flag to him. However, apparently he just hasn't been watching the doctor long enough to know that. Anyways, she has convinced him to move to Isan with her and buy a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house that is sitting on a couple of rai. And they are spending close to $200,000 on this place. That's about 6.5 million baht. And I promise you this much, Rick, you're going to lose that. Within a couple of months of you guys living there, you're going to come home one day and the door locks are going to be changed. Her family's going to be in there, or her husband, her boyfriend, somebody else is going to be in that house, and my friend, you are going to lose another $200,000. Okay, that's just the truth of it, mate. There are thousands and thousands of stories here of guys that got into this exact same situation. At least with the condo, it was in your name. Yes, guys, you can buy a condo here. I'm going to do a video about that in the coming weeks. Mate, don't buy the house. Please don't buy the house. I know she's got you convinced to buy it, and I know you're going to. You're not going to listen to me, but please don't buy it, because you're going to lose it. She's going to take everything that you put into that house. You think it's bad that your ex-wife is living in your home back in Connecticut with her boyfriend? Brother, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be supremely pissed when you come home one day and find out that she's got her whole Thai family and her Thai husband or her new Farang boyfriend in the house that you bought and paid for. Sorry, mate, but that's what's going to happen. And again, you want details? I'll give you details. He is paying her 100,000 baht a month agreed upon salary for her to leave the bar. Again, 2 or 3 days after meeting her, he took her out of the bar to try and save her. Pro tip number, I don't know how many times I gotta say this, so let's just call it pro tip 99, as in the great one. Hopefully someone gets my sports references. I'm not sure if they do or not. You cannot save a bar girl, okay? Doesn't matter how nice of a person you are, doesn't matter how kind your heart is, how generous. You cannot save a bar girl. Say that with me. Repeat it. Have it in a loop in your head constantly. You can't save them. So please stop trying to save them. 100,000 baht he is paying her every single month just to be with him and not go back to the bar. Okay? Now, on top of that, he's also giving her money to send home to her family. I don't know what the hell she's doing with the 100,000 baht, but she's not spending it on anything that she can get money from him from. Let me tell you, I'll cover that in a few minutes. He also gives her money to send home to her family, to take care of her children who live with her mom and dad. He gives her money to pay her debt every month. She has a whole bunch of debt from past experiences, blah, 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 just like all of them do. And then he also pays so that her father doesn't have to go to work. He can just sit home and drink sangsam all day, get drunk, and beat his wife. That's just the truth. That's what the man's doing. This is what they both tell me, and it is what it is. That's an additional 50,000 baht a month. So really, if you look at it from that aspect, he's paying $4,500 a month US for this woman to be with him. Now I know what you're going to say. That's really cheap compared to getting divorced, blah, blah, blah. I understand that, but I'm gonna tell you something. $4,500 anywhere in the world is a shit ton of money. And if you look at it from the aspect that he fully believes that he's going to be broke in 4 years, and keep in mind, he's a millionaire, guys. That is the same as giving her $200 and some $1,000 over 4 years just to be with him. That's not including the money that he spends on her shopping, and this woman loves to shop. All Thai women, especially bar girls, love to shop because they want to go and show off to their friends. Oh, look, I got a new bag, I got a new dress, I got this, I got that, blah, 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 blah. She's not happy going to the regular stores that most of the bar girls go to, the Lynn, Charles and Keith. Oh, no, she wants to go to Louis Vuitton because she knows that Rick can afford Louis Vuitton. I'm sitting there and she's got the Louis Vuitton never empty bag and she's got a Louis Vuitton wallet. Now, I've been to Louis Vuitton many times in my life all around the world, and I know how much the stuff costs. And she's sitting there with close to $8,000 US in purses that he has bought her in the past 8 months. Keep in mind, they've only been together for 8 months, okay? On top of that, she has a brand new iPhone. I think it's the 14 Max Pro, whatever the newest one is. I'm not an Apple guy at all, so I'm not sure, but I believe they're up to the 14. She also convinced him, if you can believe this or not, and I gotta tell you something, Kiki is small. Kiki is about 5 feet tall, maybe 80 pounds, and she convinced him to buy her the biggest, most expensive Honda Forza they could find on the entire island. It's beyond belief. It's hilarious. The mirrors on the bike are bigger than she is. They showed up to the Happy Cactus on 2 separate bikes, his and hers, and he doesn't have a Forza for himself. He's got one of the great big Yamaha X-Max, T-Max, whatever that thing is. So they have spent close to 10,000 US on those bikes. It's beyond belief. Most guys, to be honest with you, when they get pressured and guilted into buying one of these girls a bike, they buy them a Scoopy or they buy them a Click 125, something like that. A lot of the time they buy them used, or, you know, ones that are only a couple of months old from another Farang who desperately has to sell them to recoup some of the money that they've lost to their bar girls. Yeah. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, listen, he's just having fun and we'd all do the same thing if we could. And I hate to say it, but that's not the case, and that's really not what Rick needs to hear, because I'm going to tell you something. Anybody, if they work hard enough and long enough, can earn $1 million. It takes a very special, disciplined person to save $1 million. And I find it absolutely staggering that someone that was that successful and that disciplined cannot control themselves, and they can't say no to somebody. If you give these girls free rein spending your money, they will go through it faster than you can possibly imagine. Listen, I understand that going out to the bars, the go-go bars, it's a big draw for guys when they come here to Thailand, but you do not understand how expensive it is. I know I joke about going out, spending, you know, 50, 60 baht on beers, ha ha ha. I'm gonna tell you, there are go-go bars and nightclubs here in Patong where the shot towers, where they've got a bunch of shot glasses in them, they start at $200 US and they go up to $600 or $700. And your Thai girlfriend, fiance, bar, whatever she is, when you take her to those bars, she's going to want you to buy them so she can show off to all of her friends, because she knows all of the bar girls. One thing you need to understand is that all of the bar girls know each other, and they want to show off. They want to, you know, look like they're important, look like they're rich. They want to, you know, spend as much money as they possibly can because they think that that gives them respect and it gives them clout. All it does is just drain your wallet. That's all it does, guys. I'm gonna tell you something. Again, these girls will go to these go-go bars. They'll have their friends come sit with you, and then they'll start buying drinks for everyone. And the guys are having a great time because they've got these beautiful girls crawling all over them. You know, they're touching women that you can't believe how beautiful they are. And they're not thinking with this. They're thinking, well, you know what they're thinking with? They're certainly not thinking with their wallet. And these girls will spend tens of thousands of baht on drinks for the girls because it makes them look like they're, you know, it makes them look like they're queens when they're really not. I know this much. Rick told me personally that one night him and Kiki went to a bar called Harem, and they spent 113,000 baht. Guys, that's about $3,300, okay? And she had a bunch of her bar girlfriends sitting around. They were drinking, they were buying towers, and she started buying drinks for every single worker in the bar. And at Harem, the drinks for the staff start at right around $10 a drink. So you can imagine how fast that adds up when you're talking 15 to 20 different girls. It's crazy. 3,300 baht he spent in one night. So even if you're a millionaire, how long do you think your money is going to last if you're out doing that? And I'm going to tell you something. Maybe it's not that extreme every night, but it's $500 to $1,000 every time you go out to one of these clubs with your Thai girlfriend, fiance, whatever she is. If she was in the industry, a bar girl, you're spending about $500 to $1,000. And if you do that just twice a week, guys, that's between $50,000 and $100,000 a year for nothing. How long do you think your money's going to last living like that? Spending money on condos and losing $75,000 in 6 months. Or buying someone a house when you damn well know she's going to steal it from you. She's not going to win it in a divorce settlement. She's not going to earn it. She's going to steal it from you, and you can't stop yourself. How long do you think your money's going to last? Again, like I said, I know how hard it is to save money, but what Rick really needs to hear is Rick doesn't need to hear, oh, you know, live it up, you're in Thailand. What Rick needs in the comment section is not only you guys to say, this is crazy, you need to tell him, hey, Rick, give your head a shake. Because, brother, you are going to be broke. And I don't think you're going to make it 4 years, my friend. I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that. I'd be shocked, man, if you're not broke in 2 years. When you stop and think about how much money you've spent so far in the 8 months that you've been here, and when she takes the house, you guys already have the contract done. You didn't tell me exactly how much, but it's around 200,000. If you factor in the house, the condo, the money that you've already paid her, the shopping and stuff, brother, you're down close to $333,000 already. 1/3 of your net wealth is wiped out, gone. Brother, how long do you think it's gonna... Rick, I know it looks fun. I know that, you know, you enjoy showing her off, and we haven't even discussed the Kiki cash that you're spending. Now, I know what the viewers are thinking, what the hell is Kiki cash? Well, I'm glad you asked, because Rick has taken this girl and he's spent over 400,000 baht so far alone, turning her into the ultimate sex doll. Essentially, that's what he's done. Extensive dental work, braces, skin whitening, Botox, hair extensions, you name it, they've done it. Lip injections. And as I said at the very beginning of the video, he's taking her to Bangkok for the bolt-ons. Over 400,000 baht, not including the breast augmentation. By the time he's done, it's going to be close to 500,000 baht he has spent turning this bar girl into the ultimate sex toy. And the sad thing is, once she has the house, she's going to leave him, go back to the bars, and all he did was help her do this to the next guy. Even worse, because Now she's 10 times hotter than she was before. And quite honestly, she was an attractive lady when I first met her. Now she just looks gross, I guess is the best way to put it. Again, Rick, I don't think you're living your best life. I don't think any of my subscribers are going to think that you're living your best life. And please, guys, again, in the comment section, tell Rick to give his head a shake. Hopefully, that will help him start living his best life, because again, you only have one, and anything less than the best, well, in this case, guys, it truly is a felony. I hate to say it. Until next time, cheers.